The Snaptite assembly system locks end channels to wall sheets without the need for tools or fasteners. To assemble each panel, the perimeter channels are secured to the top and bottom of each sheet. Gently tap the channel over the Snaptite lugs and work your way along the sheet. Each channel should be fit to the center of each sheet. Simply tap the channel along until it's aligned. We're going to join our spliced channels now. Basically, we're just joining a pair of channels together to make a longer one. There are three parts: a left channel, a right channel, and the joiner. Looking at the part numbers, you'll see that the left channel has the letter L and the right channel has the letter R at the end of the part number. There are also printed arrows pointing to the end of the channel that needs to be joined. The joiner, called a CSJ, needs to be put in the right way to match the channel. Make sure that you've got the long sides matched up. Place the CSJ centered on the end and press in as shown until you hear it click. Repeat this with the other side and then make sure that both halves are butted up against one another. Do this for the rest of the splice channels in the pack before beginning construction. Let's do the rear panel assembly. To make the rear panel, we'll need one 61C channel, one 81F channel, and two of the 30A sheets. Lay out the two sheets so that the edge with two pre-punched holes are to the center. Overlap the sheets by one rib, then secure with two of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Attach the 61C channel to the top of the sheets using the Snaptite method. The short side of the channel will need to go towards the outside of the panel. Repeat this with the 81F channel, attaching it to the bottom of the sheets. This completes the rear panel assembly. Let's do the left panel assembly. To construct the left panel, we'll need one 55B channel, one 81A channel, one 80A channel, one 30A sheet, and three 31A sheets. Start by laying out the sheets with the 30A sheet all the way to the left. Align the rest of the sheets so that the pre-punched holes all line up. Overlap the sheets by one rib, then secure them with 6 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Take the 55B channel and attach it to the top of the sheets using the Snaptite method. The short side of the channel will need to face towards the outside. Take the 81A channel and attach it to the bottom of the sheets using the Snaptite method. Fasten the channel and CSJ together using 2 of the 10mm self-tapping screws in the underside of the channel. Repeat for the top channel, fastening the channel and CSJ using 2 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Take the 80A channel and place it underneath the outermost rib of the 31A sheet. Slot the notches of the 80A channel into the 55B and 81A channel. The short side goes to the outside. Use 2 10mm self-tapping screws to secure this channel to the sheet. Use the 3mm drill bit in the underside of the channel to drill through the end holes, making 2 more holes in the sheet. Use 2 10mm self-tapping screws to secure this channel to the sheet. That completes the left panel assembly. Let's do the right side panel assembly. To make the right side panel, we'll need one 55B channel, one 81A channel, 2 30A sheets, and 2 31A sheets. Lay out your sheets so that the 2 31A sheets are on the inside and the 2 30A sheets are on the outside. Overlap the sheets so that they sit flush top and bottom and the pre-punched holes along the edges are aligned. Once aligned, use 9 of the 10mm self-tapping screws to fasten all the sheets together. Now that your screws are in, take the 55B channel and attach it to the top of the sheets using the Snaptite method. The channel will need to have the short side facing towards the outside of the panel. Use 2 of the 10mm self-tapping screws to secure the channel and the CSJ. Take the 81A channel and attach it to the bottom of the sheets using the Snaptite method. Use 2 of the 10mm self-tapping screws to secure the channel and the CSJ. That completes the right side panel assembly. Let's do the roof panel assembly. To construct the roof panel, we'll need 2 of the 81A channels, 2 88A lips, and 4 of the 43A sheets. Lay out the sheets and orientate them so that the pre-punched holes align. Overlap the sheets by 1 rib, then secure the sheets using 12 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Take the 81A channel and attach it to the top of the sheets using the Snaptite method. The short side of the channel will need to go to the outside of the panel. Take the other 81A channel and attach it to the bottom of the sheets. Use 2 of the 10mm self-tapping screws in the underside to secure the channel and CSJ. Repeat for the top channel, securing the channel and CSJ using 2 of the 10mm self-tapping screws in the underside. Take the 88A lip and attach it to the side of the sheet. Slide it between the sheet and the channels. Once aligned with the holes in the sheet, secure the lip using 4 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Repeat this process for the other 88A lip, attaching it to the side of the sheets, sliding it between the sheet and channels. Once aligned with the holes in the sheet, secure the lip using 4 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. That completes the roof panel assembly. Let's move on to our front panel assembly now. To construct the front panel, we'll need one 90C jamb, one 89A jamb, one 89B jamb, one 53D channel, one 53B channel, one 79C channel, and one 34A sheet. The first thing we need to do is orientate ourselves. If you look at the 34A sheet, you'll notice that one pan is narrower than the rest. This will be next to the door opening when finished. Take note on how this sheet is positioned in the video because it is important that the channels and jambs are attached to the correct sides. Take the 53D channel and attach it to the top of the sheets using the Snaptite method. The short side of the channel will need to go to the outside of the panel. There are 2 holes in the center of our channel. Make sure the hole furthest away from the door space is aligned to the 34A sheet. We'll need the other one later on. We'll repeat this process again using the 53B channel, this time attaching it to the bottom of our sheet using the Snaptite method. Again, make sure that you've got the correct hole in the channel aligned with the 34A sheet hole. Next, we're going to attach the 89A jamb to the left side of the sheet. This can be a little tricky, so pay attention on how the jamb slides into the top and bottom channels. Put the jamb so it's overlapping the sheet and aligns with the holes in the top and the bottom channels. Using 4 of the 10mm self-tapping screws, secure the jamb to the sheet. Take the 89B jamb and attach it to the other end of the channels. This will create our doorway. Note that the way the jamb orientates with the channel and fasten using 2 of the longer 20mm self-tapping screws. We've nearly finished the doorway. Take the 90C jamb and slide it into the 53D channel at the top. Once this is placed correctly into the channel, fasten using 3 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Next, we'll place the 79C channel at the bottom. The short side will face outwards, and the longer side will be inside the bottom channel. Fasten with 3 10mm self-tapping screws. The last step will be to turn the front panel over and use a 10mm self-tapping screw in each corner of the doorway. Our front panel is now complete. We'll construct our door panel next. To construct the door panel, we'll need one pad bolt, one door plate, one 58A channel, one 58B channel, two 58C channels, two 91A jambs, and the B sheet. Start by orientating your sheet. We have ours orientated so the holes for the lock are on the left side of the screen. Take one of the 58C channels and attach it to the top of the panel using the Snaptite method. Repeat this process for the other 58C channel, attaching it to the bottom of the sheet. Next, take the 58A channel, it's the one with the hinges. Attach it to the right side of the panel. For this channel, we'll need the long side of the channel facing outside. Slide it underneath the 58C channels at the top and bottom. You'll know you've got the channel in the right position if the hinges fold upwards. Repeat this for the 58B channel. Remember to put the long side of the channel facing towards the outside. Now that the channels are on, secure the corners using 4 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Now that that's done, do the remaining holes in the channel using 6 more screws. Make sure they align with the holes in the sheet underneath it. Flip the panel over and use 4 more screws to secure the back of the channels. While our panel is turned over, we'll attach the door bracing. Take one of the 91A jambs and align its holes with a diagonal row of holes in the sheet. Both ends of the jamb will slide underneath the channels. Once aligned, use a screw at either end of the jamb. Do this from the underside of the sheet. This will hold our jamb in place so we can flip the sheet over and more easily do the rest of the screws. Repeat this process for the other jamb, ensuring it's aligned with the diagonal row of punched holes. Now that the jambs are held in place, flip the panel over again and use 6 screws to finish securing the jambs to the sheet. Next, we'll need the door plate. Place it over the holes on the left side of the sheet. Once aligned, fasten using 2 screws into the holes furthest from the edge. Get the pad bolt and place on the door plate. Align the 4 holes and then fasten with 4 10mm self-tapping screws. With our door panel complete, it's time to attach it to the front panel. Place the front panel so you have access to the holes for the hinges. Use the 3mm drill bit to clear the sheeting that sits behind these holes. Place the door panel over the front panel in the open position and unfold the hinges. Make sure that these align with the holes in the front panel. Once aligned, use a pop riveter to fasten the door hinges to the front panel. You'll need to use 6 pop rivets to secure the door. Test your door opens and closes smoothly. We've now finished our door panel and attached it to the front panel. Time for the final assembly. Stand up the rear panel or get a friend to hold it. We'll start by attaching the right side panel. Slide the top and bottom channels of the right side panel into the notches in the rear panel. Once the pre-punched holes are aligned, fasten using 4 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Repeat the process for the left side panel, making sure that the holes at the front are aligned. Once aligned, fasten the sheets together using 4 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Now we'll attach the front panel. Starting with the right side panel, align the front panel with the right panel as we did with the rear, making sure that the holes on the outside line up. Secure the 2 panels together using 4 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Back out the screw in the top left of the front panel, then align it with the left panel. Fasten them together with the 20mm screw. Repeat this for the bottom left of the front panel, backing out the screw, then aligning the panels and fastening with the screw again. Use 2 of these longer 20mm self-tapping screws to finish securing the front and left panels together. Make sure your shed is squared up and all the panels are secured. Slide the roof onto the shed. Make sure the lips on the roof panel are on the outside of the walls. Start by securing the corners of the roof panel to the shed, using a 10mm self-tapping screw in each corner. Use a 3mm drill bit to drill out the 2 center holes in the right side of the roof. Next, secure it to the wall with 2 10mm self-tapping screws. Repeat this for the left side, drilling out the 2 center holes, then securing with 2 10mm self-tapping screws. Working around the roof, use 8 10mm self-tapping screws in the punched holes to finish securing to the side walls. Use the 3mm drill bit to drill holes into the jamb using the lip as a template. Next, secure the lip with 4 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Repeat this process for the rear wall, securing with 4 10mm self-tapping screws. Place the hasp over the pad bolt shaft. Use the 3mm drill bit to drill out the bottom holes of the hasp. Secure the bottom hole with one 20mm self-tapping screw. Repeat the process for the top hole, drill out then secure with one 20mm self-tapping screw. Firstly, position the shed onto the slab, making sure the walls are squared up and centered. Take your angle brackets and lay them out in the positions as shown, spacing them equally along each wall. Using these brackets as a template, go around and carefully mark where the holes are on the slab and on the wall. Drill 3mm pilot holes in the wall centered on these marks. Now switch out to the 10mm drill bit and drill through these pilot holes. Next, take your hammer drill and insert the 10mm masonry drill bit. Drill down through the marks we made earlier. Be sure to go down deep enough for the height of the dynabolt. From the outside of the shed, take the 10mm bolt and poke it inside. You may need a friend to hold it there. Align the angle bracket with the bolt and then tighten the nut by hand. Tighten it further using the shifting spanner. Put the dynabolt through the bracket and into the hole in the slab. Tighten this nut on the dynabolt with the shifting spanner. Now that this has been done at all positions, the structure is anchored. Now the shed is complete, any leftover holes can be finished off with a screw.